Hello friends, I hope you guys are doing well. Welcome to my June backyard garden tour. And as you can see, I'm coming from a different angle. Yes, normally I start, let me show you. Normally I start over there at the back and come over, but I'm starting this side because I haven't really given the flamingo garden much attention with my videos, so I'll be sharing that with you today. And I have my hummingbird lane. I'm gonna feature those two beautiful hummingbird lane. There's a peek there in another video for you coming soon, but let's keep going down here. This is the moon garden. I'm recording all these beautiful blooms for you, and then maybe at the end of the summer I'll just compile them and share with you what the moon garden is looking like, because everything is just blooming at different time, right? So there's no one time I could capture all the blooms, but for now you can actually take a peek there and see what's going on with our moon garden. It's looking so good, friends. I just love it. All right, so let's go down here. And over there's a shade garden with the hostas. Maybe I'll give you a tour of that. There's hostas, astilbe. You know, let's go over here. See a beautiful astilbe. Let's come on over here. Look at this white, beautiful astilbe. So I have a lot of plants tucked in here. Not just hostas, a lot of them, okay? But maybe another day I'll give you a different tour of the shade garden. But I wanted to start here with the flamingo garden bed. Look at it, friends. It's doing very well. If this is your first time, special welcome. So happy you're here. And if you're coming back, special welcome back to you. I have a handful of new subscribers, and I want to say special thank you guys for clicking on my videos, liking them, subscribing, and of course my old friends, thank you as always. So anyways, I got in zone 6B7A in Pennsylvania. This garden in front of us, I call it flamingo garden bed. It's my specialty garden bed because I only put different shades of flamingo colors in here. So for example, in front of us we have this Easter basket rose. It's supposed to bloom all different colors. It has, as you can see, there's hints of yellow, pink, white, different colors you would find on a flamingo bird. So that's the idea behind here. Most of the roses already did their first flush. They're becoming spent bloom, but you can still see some of the colors coming out here. Love this Easter basket rose, friends. So I have to come back and do more deadheading. I did deadhead last night. I have to come back. And here I have a pink mallow I did from seeds, doing very well. And then let's go to this side. And friends, this is a native plant. I forgot the name of it, but I remember when I researched it, so I just decided to leave it alone. If I get the name, I'll put on the screen for you. It's supposed to get like really red in the fall. So I'm like, you know what? I'm leaving it there. The wind, nature, the birds, whatever, planted a seed there. So I'm just going to keep it. Anyways, and see what it looks like until next year, right? But it's going to stay for now. And here is one of my favorite shrubs. This is a double play bank spirea from Proven Winners. I love spireas, strongly recommend them. Great to have in your garden. I would say they're on the smaller side, but it gives such a nice, look at this, okay? Look at that. It's a shrub. It blooms, as you can see, but you normally get it for the foliage, right? They have them in different foliage. You have the candy corn, you have the glow, you have the darker black colors, just different colors in them. But I more like the lighter colors, like these, like here. I think I prefer the double play bang than the other one. But anyways, too much talking there. But anyway, friends, so just if you did not know about spirea, so anyway, so they gave you these beautiful blooms, right? And when it becomes spent bloom, it turns to that. Do you see that? See the difference? However, once again, you get it for the foliage. It just grows really nicely, and it just tuck in a nice space. So if you're looking for a nice small shrub that's easy, give you different seasons of interest, check out spireas. Just love them. And here we have a yarrow. This one is the pink. We picked this up on clearance last year. And friends, I tucked some zinnias in here. Do you see that? And then here's my lily there, and here's my blushing bride hydrangea. This will stay white, hence the name, right? Blushing bride. Our rhododendron is already bloomed in the spring, and I did some trap here for the snails because we have been having a ton of rain lately, and I decided to do some bear trap. I'm not gonna gross you up, but there's nothing in here. And that reminds me to check the other traps and see if I get stuff. But here we have a beautiful pink lily we did last year from the clearance section, and then we have Gara behind it, looking so good. All right, friends, next set we have Liatris. Love them. And I have some boxwood in there. So this garden, there's all different season of interest here. And I even have tulips tucked in there and alliums too for the spring. Here we have a beautiful Nandina. And once again, friends, I just did these are some pink zinnias I did from seeds. And I just tucked them in there. And here we have our beautiful double knockout rose. It did very well, but the roses are taking a break very soon. Oh, and then over here, friends, these are the flamingo celosia I did from seeds. Yes, that is the name, flamingo celosia. Look at that. Oh, and look at this. This is a cleome that reseeded itself, and I'm going to show you more on this end, friends. So this is our flamingo bed here going around. Oh my goodness, when did you get so tall? This thing is almost going to get tall as I am. Here we have yarrow. I love them. Yarrow's good, but I heard they could be invasive. So if you plant a yarrow, just keep in mind what you're planting it. Not sure how true it is. So far, they haven't been invasive for me, but you know, in different gardens, plants react differently, right? And here we have gladiolus. Oh, I can't wait to see that one. It's a pink and white. Once again, colors of our flamingo bird. And then let's get below here, friends. Right here, we have agara. So let me share this with you. Do you see this beautiful long stem? That is my cleome from last year. Yes, not sure if you saw my cleome from last year. I fell in love with cleome. So cleome reseeds itself in the garden. So I did pick some seeds and I shared the seeds, and some I just left on, you could see here. And I love this so much that I don't even want to pull it out. It's not going to grow again for me because it's an annual hair, but I just love the structural look it's giving. I'm like, I'm leaving it there. I just love it. Anyway, so here, friends, guess what's in front of us? We have a ton of cleome seeds here. I really wish you guys were close. I would be digging them out and sharing them with you. So cleome reseeds themselves, just a side note there for you. I love them, so I don't care they reseed themselves, okay? This is one plant you must have in your garden. It's an annual here for me. It's beautiful, it's whimsical. The pollinators love it. I just love cleome. So I have some good sized ones here, and I already dug some out and I was sharing them too with people who want. So I'll be digging out more because they're all not gonna grow here. They're gonna look too much together. So I'll dig them out and transplant them around the garden and continue to share. But friends, they're amazing. So they do reseed themselves, just a side note there for you, but I strongly recommend cleome. And in here we have liatris. See that? A ton of liatris. Look at that, ton of them. And then we have sedum there for our fall interest. And then here we have our Nandina. You know how much I love my Nandinas, friends. Love it. Looks so pretty. Oh, and then here's a special lily. My neighbor gave it to me. She says a special one. She's not sure what the name is, but she said it grows tall and give you a big head. So I can't wait to see what it looks like. So she gave me one, so I just tucked it in there. So pretty. So let me back up and show you our specialty garden bed, flamingo garden bed. And once again, friends, remember, you can create anything in your garden, okay? There's no rules to what you can put in there. If you love all purple, call it a purple rain garden, whatever you want to call it. You love blue, call it a sky garden, whatever. You like white, guess what? You call it a moon garden. So there's no rules about what you can put in there. If you want to create a specialty garden bed, think of something that you love, and then you could just design it from just the color that you can draw from whatever it may be. For example, love a toucan bird, a flamingo bird, whatever. Just get creative in the garden and make that special garden that you can enjoy, right? Anyway, friends, so let's go on above here and let's start from the end where we normally would start. And then while we go up here we have our hardy hibiscus here, friends. Can't wait to show them to you. And with these, friends, they get so tall that I just put them here to spread out behind here. With these, you have to be careful where you put them in the bed. Just a side note for you, because they get really wide and tall. But just a side note there for you, I have to define the spot here and dig around it and put some fresh mulch down. I have that to do. Not in a rush for it. And our Eden rose already bloomed for us. It's a rebloomer, so it will bloom again. But as you can see, I cut back all the spent blooms. Anyway, so let's go up here and start from the corner where we normally would start from. All right, friends, here is our gateway where we normally start the backyard tour. So here we have, look at these are still going so strong. I'm telling you, this clematis is amazing. I'll put a name on the screen for you. It's just been blooming non-stop. Just look at it, love it. And I love how everything is just coming as one in here. Here we have the Rose of Sharon there, Montauk Daisy. We have hostas doing very well, and no sign of any snail damage on these. Wow, aren't I lucky over here? And then we have the Bleeding Heart, and I want to make sure show you our hydrangea. Look at that, friends. Do you see that? And look how it blended in with the spirea. You have to have a spirea in your garden, friends. You will love it. I just love how it just blends in with everything, right? Absolutely gorgeous. Looks so good on this end. And then I'm gonna turn around here slowly, and then here we have this Fire and Ice hydrangea. There's buds on here, but no blooms as yet. It's supposed to be blooming in the summer. And then here we have the sedum that we did in the fall. Oh, and behind here is the tansy. I want to show you the tansy we did together. And I don't know what's going on with this Fire and Ice hydrangea. It's growing crazy in a good way, right? It's just a lot. I did prune some below because underneath here I have balloon flowers, friends, and this thing has just taken over. So I kind of tie it up so that way the air can circulate underneath here and some sun can come through for the balloon flowers. And then here we have those lilies we did in the fall, they were on clearance. And here we have hot poker, those grass looking things. And my neighbor friend gave me asparagus, friends, and I put them in here, and look at that, I have asparagus. I have to figure out where am I gonna put them because I did some research and it said it takes 2 to 3 years before you get asparagus. So I have to figure it out. And if you're wondering, friends, this is a bean, a bush bean. I put a seed there, one over there, and I tucked one in here too. And here we have another of the hot poker. And here we have another one of the balloon flower underneath. That's what I'm talking about. I have to lift up the hydrangea. See that? Because I don't want to cut it. When I was looking at the stems where I can cut those stems, they actually have buds in there, and I just didn't want to ruin the plant. And then we have a coreopsis there. This is something I have to do, just a project. You have some plants that reseed themselves. I'm going to reuse them in a planter. So that's this side. And then I have to give you a patio tour with the plants, but let me just concentrate on here. Here we have these beautiful lilies, friends. I can't wait for them to open up. And then look at the echinacea. Wow, just look at that, friends. Can't wait. And then you saw when I potted up these, you saw when I did these corabels there, right? Here they are, looking so good. Here's Mr. Froggy. Look at I'm looking for more of these, friends. If you can find these anywhere, let me know. There's St. John's Wort. I found 2 last year, one at a private garden center, and it actually died. It didn't survive. This one I found at Lowe's. It was a random one. It was almost like if somebody just brought a plant and put it in the garden center. It was so random, and I just fell in love with them. I've been looking for them and I can't find any more of them. So if you've seen any St. John's Wort anywhere, let me know. They're just amazing. I just love them, and it's supposed to be native too. And behind here, let me show you this. This is the, oh boy, I'll put the name on the screen for you. I'm drawing a blank now. One of these. It's doing very well. Just look at the yellow flowers in here. Loving it. Oh, I can't remember the name. And then here we have more echinacea. Some of these just reseeded themselves. Looking so good. And then here we have the salvia there. And here's another bean I did in here, friends. Look at that. You can see the bean forming right there, right? Get creative in your garden. And we have more echinacea. And here we have one more of the corabel. And we have more lilies here, friends. The garden is looking so lush. So next time I'll give you a tour of the containers so you see what's going on in the containers. And here's the fishes over there. And you can see more lilies behind here. This is white Rose of Sharon. I have one on the other end too. And you can see the lilies then behind there. And friends, no, I did not plant this tree thing here. It's called white ash. I've cut this down before, okay? About killed it, I should say, before, and it still just come right back up. But what I did, I just keep pruning it, and I love the look it gave by the fish pond. I don't know how it came there because it's so close to the house, but it is what it is. and it's hard to get the root out. I thought one time I got the root out, but apparently I did not. It came right back up. But I just love that. Look at that. See that? I just love the look by the fish pond. Anyway, so over here we have blushing bright hydrangea, and then behind there we have a pink hardy hibiscus. The peonies already bloomed there, friends. We have Montauk daisy, a lot of pots in the ground. Oh, and then look at this, friends. We have our lilies, right? Looks so pretty. And friends, these Montauk daisy were coming over here covering the Corabelle, and you saw what I did. I just cut them. Don't be afraid to prune your plants if they're taking over the space. And by no means am I complaining, because they're growing lush and beautiful, but they were just taking over everything. And it looks so much better there as the space has opened, as you can see. And here we have more of the sweet William. I always keep telling you guys about here, and I love this, love this. It's been blooming so long. And then we have Leatrice next to it. And let me go look, friend. That plant and the plant right there, friends, those are some sunflower seeds I tucked behind the Italian white, so hoping they will come up tall to the fountain. And I have to clean this fountain, friends. The birds come in here. I have to clean this fountain almost every 2 days. If it's not raining, the birds come in here and they take a bath, and I think they're dirty because the water is clear, and once they take their bath, the water get muddy and dark. So it is what it is. And then here we have Coreopsis. And let's see if we have any snail in this. See, friends, there's no snail in this one. Wow, that is strange. One of my bear trap. There's no snail in there, friends. That is very unusual. I'm not complaining. Happy there's no snail in there. And then coming over here, we have more lilies here. Like right here, the Montauk were covering these lilies, so I had to come in and clip them out. Excuse the noise, the AC is running. More Montauk there, friends. So the space has opened and it looks so much better. What else do I need to share with you here? Oh, and just here some of my pansies I did from seeds. I want to make sure I show you that. Here's my bowl I did from seeds with you guys. These are the petunias from Baker Creek, salvia, alyssum, and believe it or not, there is a lupine seed that fell in there. So that looks so pretty. My centerpiece out here. And let's see what else. And this is the rose garden area. The roses bloomed, and then now they're out of bloom. They're taking a rest, and I wish I'd captured this on video for you, but it all happened so quickly, friends. It really did. But I'll make sure try to, but it just happened so quickly. Everything is just blooming, and if I don't come out here and do recording every time, I miss it. So that's why I'm trying to record as much as I can, then edit the videos and post them for you. But meanwhile, here we have ranunculus. We did these together. I want to share these with you. They're so pretty. So I just tucked these in the rose garden here, friends. Just loving them. And here's a salvia. I'll cut the salvia back very soon. As you can see, it has the spread open there. We had a lot of rain and it just did that. That's normal with salvia, so I'll just go and just cut them down. And as you can see, the new growth is already there, friends. And then more roses. As I was telling you guys before, I have to come and as I was saying to you before, I'm gonna make sure I capture them. Nothing much to show you, except this is just the rose garden, friends. We have lavender over there, and then here we have another set of lavender looking so good. Excuse the noise in the back. The neighbor dog is out, and something is eating up this rose. And look at this, we have no snail in the bear over here, so which is a good sign. Once again, reminding you to just keep treating your roses. You could just use this soap, spray it. This rose is just being eaten up. Last year the same thing happened to it, but that's fine. I'm not one to fuss over my roses being eaten at all. And here is this Portlandia. Oh boy, I love the smell. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. And here we have another one becoming spent bloom. And look who's hiding in here. An echinacea. That's what I'm talking about, friends. You have to come out in your garden and walk around, because for me this year, as I said several times before, I feel like the blooms are becoming spent blooms so quickly. Alright, friends, so I hope you guys enjoy this June backyard garden tour, and I'll see you in the next one. And I'll keep giving you updates and showing what the garden is doing, what it's looking like, and I'll definitely be giving you a tour of the planters and the patio, because it's so pretty. I love this white hydrangea too. All right, friends, well, take care of yourselves now, and as always, I'll see you in the next one, and till next time, cheers.